Hey everyone, this is First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich. Quick update on the weather situation today because a little bit of a change going on to our west. What's going on is you see how hot and humid it is out there. Temperatures in the Piedmont are in the low 80s. Our dew points are currently running in the low 70s. So that gives us that good old feel like or heat index reading of about 90 degrees in a lot of locations. So it's a hot, steamy day out there. We've got full sunshine and a lot of instability. Speaking of instability, here's your CAPE values. Over on the left, you will see, let me switch it over to surface-based CAPE. You'll see the legend here. And anywhere you see these bright reds, you're starting to get to 4,000, maybe even 5,000 CAPE. In fact, I look up here towards the Sandhills. We've got a few areas above 5,000 CAPE. That's a lot of fuel. That's just thunderstorm fuel that's developing out there this afternoon. Now, what's going to happen is later today, we're going to see a big complex of thunderstorms develop up here in the Ohio Valley. You can actually see this mesoscale discussion. That's what that little box is, a watch possibly coming. There's a little vorticity maximum coming down. It looks almost like it's the leftovers of a big MCS, which is just a big thunderstorm complex. Sometimes it induces what we call an MCV, which is a mesoscale vortex. It's just a fancy name for a little spin in the atmosphere. It's a very good trigger mechanism for more showers and storms. That little area is going to be moving towards the mountains tonight. Now, what's happened in the last 15 minutes or so, Storm Prediction Center has enhanced or moved the slight risk, which is just an enhanced risk for severe weather, into the western Carolinas. And part of the reason you have seen this, and I'm going to show you the SPC outlooks here, is because the high wind threat, straight line winds of some kind of MCS are really cranking up. You see this area of red? This is a 30% probability of damaging wind gusts. So there will likely be an MCS, maybe a linear one, which is just a thunderstorm complex. You're going to see a big blob of thunderstorms develop, and that is going to push to the south and east later this evening. I expect that to crank down and move in this direction and head off towards the south and east and move into a very unstable air mass. Now, this might not arrive into the Carolinas until tonight, maybe even towards tomorrow morning, as we see that storm approach, maybe at 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that. But that's a 30% probability in the red. So let's take a look at some of the model data. We'll turn everything off for right now, and I'm going to throw up some model data here. We're going to use the NAM4, which is a high-resolution short-range model. We'll start it this morning, and we'll put the reflectivity up there. And we'll go out into the future and show you how the NAM is trying to develop this. Let's go to 2 p.m. this afternoon. You can see it's starting to crank up that MCS up there in the Ohio Valley. Notice we've got a couple isolated showers developing by 4 o'clock this afternoon. As we go into 5, 6, 7 o'clock this evening, 8, 9, 10 p.m., notice we've got this big complex of storms developing. Now, the actual location, I wouldn't put too much credence on exactly where this thing is because I have a sneaky suspicion that this is probably overdone a little bit here. We may see more development down here. Either way, I expect a big blob of showers and thunderstorms to be moving down in this direction by later tonight. So let's go out into the future a little bit more. We're just now, let's see, at 9 o'clock, 10, 11, 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So it's basically trying to move in a dying thunderstorm complex early Thursday morning. Then we'll go into Thursday morning. Storms could be ongoing in the morning hours and then start to crank back up in the afternoon. So the main threat will likely be some kind of decaying thunderstorm complex of some kind. Let's look at the other short-range model that we like to look at, which is a very high-resolution rapid update model called the HRR. Now, it's got a very good handle initially here on this first batch of rain and what's going on across our area, but let's see how it does this afternoon. We'll go to 2 p.m. You can see it's trying to develop that same mesoscale system. There's the isolated storms I expect across the Charlotte area this afternoon. We'll go towards 5 p.m., 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 p.m. So this only goes out 12 hours. So this was run at about 11 o'clock this morning. So that gives you a kind of a rough idea on what we expect to happen. I actually think, just looking at the data right now, that we're likely going to see a more linear, basically like a comma head develop up in here. It will probably look something like this, a big complex of storms that looks something like this. and then moves off in this direction. The bulk of the rain is going to be up here. There's flood watches up here, but there'll be a long line of straight line winds plowing into the mountains late tonight and early tomorrow morning. So just a heads up, severe weather risk increasing a little bit. It's not a tornado threat. We can never rule those out. It's going to be straight line winds, as well as the possibility of some flooding, because we're going to see a lot of rain here the next couple of days in the saturated atmosphere, and the potential that we could see some damaging winds, as well as the frequent cloud to ground lightning. Of course, I'll be on the air starting today at 4, 5, 6, and 11, and we'll keep things up to date online as always. Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and WCNC.com. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you today starting at 4.